Hey weirdos, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you guys doing today? I'm doing amazing. Thanks for asking. I am so happy to introduce you guys. I'm not sure if you've heard of this company before. This is a new business, small business. This is KDip by Cali. Funny story, maybe for me, possibly, probably not for you. So I occasionally will wander over to my P.O. box, which is about 25 minutes away, by the way. I live in the country, y'all. I have to drive past cows just to get there. Little preview into what my life is like on a regular basis. Anyway, I drive over to my P.O. box, either just to ship something out to somebody, or if I know someone's sending me something, I'll, go over there and grab it. And to my surprise, there was a package in my P.O. box that I did not expect from Cali. And, it made me kind of giggle because that's never happened to me before. Usually people that, want promotion or want me to try their products, they shoot me an email, shoot me a DM, whatever, and they'll ask me if they can send me some stuff. To which my reply is 9 times out of 10, heck yeah, send it over. I'm happy to try your stuff. I had no idea Callie was sending me product, and it was such a happy surprise. I had never heard of her company before, but I know that she is a subscriber. Did you see that random rogue hand? That was Becca, by the way. She has to sneak into almost all my videos in some way. Anyway, so I immediately reached out to Callie, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just got your package. Thank you so much. I have no idea how long it was sitting there. It was sometime around, I don't know if it was like around New Year's, or maybe right after New Year's. So it had been sitting there for a minute. I hadn't gotten there in a while. I typically don't go there during the holidays. There's really no reason for me to. But I was so pleasantly surprised. And I'm like, give me a little bit. I'm pre-recorded, but I'll play with your stuff soon and I'll let you know what I think. And the powders that she sent over, first of all, are so stunningly beautiful that they're really great quality too. And I'm super excited to share it with you. These are the colors she sent me. And while I wanted to use all of them, I had this vision in my head of putting this adorable topper over on the left over the purple and just seeing what would happen. I'm pretty sure it's a topper. You could rock it on its own and it would look beautiful. It gave me kind of like bubbly vibes. Bubbly by Revel, one of my favorite glitters ever because it's so good on its own and it's also so good as a topper. So we're gonna do an experiment and see how it goes. I'm going to start like I usually do, putting on my peel base. I think you guys probably saw my whole peel base routine like in depth with like instruction and stuff. I think it was my single awareness mani. Yes, that happened. In case you missed it, I'll leave it up in the cards for you guys. But yeah, I do a very basic peel base application. I know there's a lot of confusion about it, but I do one layer, let it dry, and move on. But you're going to see through my dip routine how I keep it lasting as long as I can without having pop-offs like in 5 minutes or within 5 minutes of putting on this mani. And I know some of you guys have had that happen before. Happens to me all the time. And what I find is that peel base can have a lot to do with the technique you use to apply your dip powder, but also I did have a repair I had to do. I was just pointing that out to you guys. If you want to see how to do a repair with Builder Gel, let me know. I know I did one with Polygel. I may have done one with Builder. If I did one with Builder, I'll leave it in the cards. If I haven't, I'll record one for you if you want. Anyway, back to peel base. I have a feeling that it's not only about the technique you use, but about your body chemistry as well. If you're prone to like oily nails, that could break down the peel base more quickly than on someone that has dry nails. Speaking of which, I don't know why I was thinking about this, but I figured I would talk to y'all about it. Because talking about people that have different, chemical makeups, biology is different. And I often wonder if that has to do with like genetics. And that forces me into remembering when I had my genetic testing done. Did you guys ever do that like genealogy stuff like 23andMe or, there are a couple of big ones. I don't know. I did my heritage. My heritage was something. You know what I'm talking about. I did all that stuff and it was super duper interesting to see like the breakdowns. And what I have found just through talking to other people about doing these things, some things come up in your like genealogy that you had no idea about. Like I've known people that have thought forever they were 100% Italian or 100% Irish, and they get their genealogy back and they're like, yeah, well, you're like 90% Italian, but you're like 10% whatever else. My mother, my adoptive mother, I have two moms, one's biologic, one is adopted. My adoptive mom forever has been 100% Polish. Like her grandparents immigrated from Poland. They're 100% Polish. And I did my genealogy, years and years ago. And then she decided she wanted to do her genealogy too, just to see. And it wound out, this is so random. I'm giggling to myself because she couldn't even believe it. She was dying laughing when she read the results. So she's almost 100% Polish. Almost. I don't remember exactly what the percentage was. I want to say it was like 97% Polish, which if you have in your head is like very, very pale, blonde hair, brown eyes, kind of sort of tall maybe. She's like 5'7"-ish, right? That's I mean, she's my mom, so that's the image I have in my head, but that's usually what you think about when you hear about Polish, right? Well, the 3% that's not Polish is Nigerian. So I'm sure that you can imagine her absolute shock and surprise to hear not only was she not 100% Polish, but she was 3% Nigerian. So that makes me wonder two things. One, is this legit? I'm just, because mine came out kind of weird too. I'll tell you what my mix is. I came back to be about 75% German. That I pretty much knew. I knew I had a lot of German in me. My biological mother is also a lot German. I don't know how much. I don't think she had it done yet, the genealogy stuff. But German I knew. And I knew like Eastern Europe, something. But mine came back mostly German, Spanish, Iranian. What a random mix, right? I don't even know. But it's funny that these things come back the way that they do, because before I even knew what my genetic makeup was, my kids, they would be doing stuff in school and they would ask me, like, what's my heritage? And I'm like, you're American. And they're like, yeah, I know, but like what kind of whatever? And I'm like, you're American. I would never, if they really wanted to know, I would tell them like, your dad was this and this, and I am this and that, even not knowing, obviously, because I hadn't had it done at that point. But I've always told my kids they're American. And that's for a few reasons. I'm like, you were born in America. You're American. I was born in America. I'm American. That's just the way it is in my head. I don't know, right, wrong, or indifferent. That's what I taught my kids. They know. And I'm glad they know their whole, family genetic history and stuff. And it's cool that they do, because I didn't. For a long time, I had no idea, which is what prompted me, obviously, to get how the hell did we get into this conversation? Me, on my tangents. Hi, if you're new to my channel and you're still listening to me ramble on about non-nail related things, I'm Marlakris. How are you doing? This is what I do. I talk about nonsense while I do nails for a little while. I'm going to have to title this Dip With Me. This is not a review. I'm so sorry, Callie. I don't know where I took this video. Your powders are amazing, by the way. Yeah. Have you guys done the genetic testing and stuff? And if you have, let me know if you've had any wacky and random surprises that you didn't know about. I'll tell you something crazy. I won't tell you who it was. I doubt anyone knows who this person is. But I knew somebody who did the genetic testing, right? And long story short, because this whole thing took twists and turns and went all over the place. But the short version rather of the long story is they found out they had relatives they never knew about, siblings they never knew about. Like their father had kids before he was with their mother, and there are just other siblings no one knew about. And I'm like, this is insane. And I wonder, these are the crazy things that go through my head when I think about situations like this. I wonder how many families have had lots of explaining to do when these results come back. I can't imagine. I can't imagine, but I know it must be true because I've heard the stories myself from people that I know. And if it happened to one person, I'm going to safely assume it's happened to more than one. So I'd be curious to see if you guys feel like talking about it. I would love to see a conversation down the comment. What? I would love it in the comment section. I don't know words. It's late. I'm back to my late night voiceovers, in case you haven't noticed. Yeah, we'd love to know. I'm going to end this whole rant on genealogy for a hot second and get back to nails. As you can see, I'm scooting right along with this mani. I've gotten my purple on. I'm going to move into my topper over here. I could not get past the name of this color, by the way. I don't know if you guys noticed it. It's called George Glass. And I was dead. I was dying when I saw this color. If you are approximately the same age as I am, I'm 38, by the way, you probably are pretty familiar with the Brady Bunch. Specifically the Brady Bunch movie, the first one. I think it was the first one. George Glass. I was dying. The names. That's probably one of my favorite parts of these manis, especially with the new companies, because some of the new companies come up with the best names ever, and I'm dead. George Glass, that's the best thing I ever heard in my life, and I had to use it. I had to, and it made me sad to put the other glitter to the side because it really was beautiful and I really wanted to use it, but I couldn't see it working well alongside this topper, and I had to use it. I don't think you don't understand. I had to use it. It was George Glass. How could I not? Let me know, by the way, if you guys have heard of KDips or if you've played with KDips, and let me know what your experience was like and how you enjoy them. I will leave everything in the description box, by the way, her socials, her website, the colors, and all that stuff. If you guys are curious, and you usually are, about the mani on my left hand, and you missed that video, that was my Mani Boss mani, it was my last upload, I will go ahead and leave that in the cards for you guys. So, as you can see, I'm going to finish up with my topper. I'm going to do a last final dip into clear, and then we're going to move right along. So I'm going to let you guys hang out. And just because I'm finding, I don't know, I can get more technical with application type stuff without doing the filing and buffing. But I'm going to go back and forth. I'll switch it up here and there and let you watch. I do have a whole filing video coming sometime mid to end of March. So what I'm doing right now, this is for my gel top ladies. I've had so many questions about this. I like to use a gel primer underneath gel top coat. And I find this does two things. One, it is going to prevent your gel your gel top coat from peeling, but also this gives you an opportunity to buff your nail. And I find that when you buff your nail, the gel top coat just, I don't know, it does something extra. I find that when you have to rough your nail, you know, for the gel to stick, it kind of loses something for me. So I like to do the prime. I buff, you know, file and buff, and then I do my primer. That was the Mia Secret. I also like to use the Young Nails Protein Bond. I find that Mia Secret is a little cheaper, so I tend to use that more often just so I can reserve my protein bond for a special occasion that might happen at some point when I decide to leave my house eventually. Maybe. I know, I make no sense. I rarely do. Anyway, I'm going in now with my Young Nails Ultimate Gel Top. I love this gel top coat with my whole entire heart. Just a heads up to those of you gel ladies with a HEMA allergy. This is going to have to be a pass for y'all. This does have HEMA. I do have a video coming up pretty soon, again, mid to end of March, with a couple of gel products that are HEMA free that you guys might be excited about. And it's not going to be like a whole comparison video because that might get boring. But I'm going to play around with a bunch of HEMA free products. And I'll go into the whole HEMA thing. I'm not a chemist, by the way. I'm not a nail tech. I'm not anything. I have no licenses, no degrees in chemistry. I have no idea, really. But I do a lot of research. Those of you that know me know that I'm a research junkie. It's kind of my thing. But I'm also the kind of person where I don't like putting products on my nails, on my skin, in my body if I don't know what it is. Once I know, that's fine. I don't even care if it's crap. As long as I know it's crap, I'm fine with it. I just like to know, you know? Especially when it comes to allergies. I know that there are a lot of gel allergies happening, and I'm not 100% confident as to why, but HEMA has been known to cause allergies, contact dermatitis, all that not so fun stuff. So I will be talking a little bit about that and showing you some good alternative products. If you're in the market for that, make sure your notifications are on so you don't miss it. I'm going to go in with my Candi Skin Care Cuticle Oil, true to form. You guys know how I feel about this stuff. I will have a link in the description for her trio, which is retiring soon. If you want the Sharing is Caring trio, which I'm obsessed with, grab it before 2/28. And you can use code Marla if you want to save yourself some dough. So you guys will have to let me know what you think of the Manny. I am absolutely in love with this. I love her powders with my whole entire heart. She's such a sweetheart. You guys will have to check her out. Don't forget to check the box. Check the box for all the links, discount codes. All her socials are going to be in there. And I 100% can confidently recommend you these dip powders. I don't believe she has liquids yet. If she does, I'm sure maybe she'll send them over to me and I can try them out for you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out again. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.